Welcome everyone to the Anarchy Analysis Series, live once again with Worlds 2023 content. Today we're going out of the misery that was the Swiss stage and into the quarterfinals. We've got LPL, LCK and somehow one LCS representative left remaining in this World Championship. We're down to the final 8 that will be whittled down to 4 and then to 2 and then to a singular champion. We're on the final stages of this World Championship, so it's only fair we get into predicting each quarterfinal. And the matches we've got this week are pretty nutty, so strap on in and let's get into our first prediction. Game number 1 sees the only LCS representative in NRG taking on Weibo Gaming FAW Audi. If you want to go by their full title, you can see I'm reading it straight off of LOL Esports Pick'ems. We're doing these alongside the actual predictions today, so essentially you know what I'm doing for the Pick'ems as well as predicting, because they're the exact same thing for this World Championship stage. Let's get into this best of 5. 5 games between these two teams. I think of the matches, to be fair, all these quarterfinal matches look exceptionally close on paper, bar one. I think one's pretty one-sided. But the rest of them look close, and I think this one's going to be interesting because NRG have been doubted by everyone coming into this tournament. No one expected them to beat C9. They beat C9. No one expected them to beat G2 last week. They thrashed G2. No one expected them to be here in the quarterfinals, and yet here they are. As for Weibo, they've been the LPL up and down team this year. You've got talented players in the Shy, Xiaohu, to name a couple, but their peaks haven't been hit this year as a team. I think Xiaohu has looked pretty poor during this tournament, getting caught out by teams who punished the mid lane, and it's surprising that that is a place where teams are beating out Weibo, because Xiaohu is a name, a big name on the international stage, and the fact that he's losing out quite heavily in some of these matches is pretty surprising. But he's going up here against Palafox, which is a rookie on this stage. All of NRG are pretty much rookies to the international stage, but they've stepped up when it matters most, and I think this matchup will be a 3-2. That is my prediction for it, to Weibo. I think it'll be close, to say the least. I think NRG have got upset capabilities in them, but against Weibo, it's a different kettle of fish compared to the other teams that we've seen them face. I think here against, well, who would they play? They played G2, they played Mad, and they played against, where are they on this list? I don't see them. How are they not on there? They played T1. Oh, sorry, Team Liquid. And then before that, they played Weibo. So this is actually a rematch. I forgot about that. That NRG won. So, essentially, we've got a rematch that Weibo lost in. NRG got dominated. Well, NRG dominated, sorry. But I think over a 3 to 5 game series, Weibo will have the edge. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. As Pick'ems say, 79.3% of people have picked Weibo from the massive pool of people that are doing the world's Pick'ems. I think Weibo should win pretty easily. And only time will tell, as this prediction should be locked in right now. G versus BLG. Now, unlike the 94.5% of people who have predicted this team, I'm not thinking that it'll be that easy of a series. I'm not in the majority favor in terms of easy, correct prediction. I think Gen G will win, hands down. The fact Doran has been popping off for them is a huge sign that this team's doing well, considering he isn't the name on Gen G you should be scared of. He's never been that name. But this tournament, he's been performing exceptionally well. And that's actually a huge benefit to Gen G, considering they're going against arguably the best top laner in this tournament, I would say, with Bin. He's been phenomenal for BLG. Basically rolled through G2 kind of on his own, with Elk then stepping up towards the late game. But Bin's just been a monster and hard to deal with. And as such, I think Gen G won't cleanly win the series. I think it's a 3-2. I think it's going all 5 and Gen G will win it in the end. But I think BLG probably will put up a massive fight. And that's why I've gone 3-2. Let's get into arguably the easiest game to predict. It is Beijing JDG Intel Esports Club versus KT Rollster. Nothing special about them other than they're a telecommunication ran organization. This is the reason this prediction is the easiest to make is because JDG are hands down the best team here at this tournament. Them and Gen G have obviously, they qualified first for the knockout stages. They dismantled their opponents pretty easily. And obviously against the weakest sides here in the world's bracket, I think they'll have an easy time against KT Rollster. KT, we've picked them apart several times during our world's breakdowns. They've been pretty easy to beat. If you're a Western team, they were probably your best opportunity to beat and get to this stage. However, G2 drew the short straw and got BLG'd, who we've just talked about, and I still think they'll lose. But for predictions on Pick'ems, 92.9%, so basically 93% of people think JDG will win. I'm in that pool. I've gone 3-1, I think. It won't be a fully clean series, but it's probably the cleanest sweep of the set of games we've got this weekend. So, there's my prediction, locked in. And lastly, LNG versus T1. Surprisingly, I'd say this is one of the closest matchups in terms of results. Now, Pick'ems wise, it's the second least predicted team that I'm going with. However, pretty much every series I'm in the majority favor. This one I think is going to be another 3-2 result, as T1 is my prediction over LNG. Arguably these two teams coming out of the Swiss stage at the same time, roughly you would say. T1 having to take the extra game, but that's on them. I think here we'll see an explosive bout on the Rift. I think LNG have looked phenomenal. Scout performing exceptionally well in the two series to open their way into Worlds. Like winning the first two series, they did super well. They lost out against JDG, which was expected, but they then bounced back and made it same place T1 did to this stage. And gonna be brutally honest, I think LNG in T1 is a close brawl. You think LNG, I've said it throughout, so have the casters, technically should be the second seed from the LPL. T1 are the second seed from the LCK. But dynasties and legacies have been built off Worlds. And T1 as an org, and Faker specifically, their legacy was built on this stage. It's going to be a T1 win 3-2, but it's going to be an absolute massacre on the Rift. There's going to be unique picks out the wazoo. I'm really looking forward to this series as a whole, and I cannot wait to break it down with you live on stream. All 4 games, all 4 best of 5s, the day they're out will be broken down. That is that. And with that, I'm going to end it out here. Thank you very much for joining me today. If you enjoyed my predictions, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new and don't want to. I'll see you guys for the live content. Peace out.